Let's now welcome in our next guest. In fact, at a time when call drops have become a nightmare for the telecom industry, a platform that attempts to clip the problem is RedMango Analytics, a digital startup platform that connects users with telecom service providers as well. Let's welcome in Umang Shah, the founder and head of innovation and marketing. Umang, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So actually, why don't you give me the lowdown on exactly what RedMango does and how it solves all of my concerns with regards to those call drops?
Right. So RedMango is a new company. We just started about last year. And what it does is it has an application, which is a smart application, which is installed on your smartphones. It monitors the network quality and status of your calls, call drops, and everything in the background. And what it does, it gives you a smart pop-up, right? Whenever the application feels that you've had a problem with your network service or your application, whether you're watching a video, and it gives you the simple pop-up saying, did you have a problem here? And all the user has to do is just click on yes. And, along with the details of the problem, you also have things like, which tower were you connected to? What location were you at? What were you doing when the problem happened? And all of this goes back to our service, which is then relayed to the telecom companies so that they can take a look at the problem and resolve it as quick as possible.
So your revenues would be from the companies? Are you tying up with the companies or from the consumers?
Well, we have 4 stakeholders, right? So the first stakeholder is the consumer. For the consumer, what we've done is we've launched a consumer portal, which is mobileindia.me. What the portal does is that based on all the data that we collect, right? So for example, last we collected from over 20 cities in India. And what we did was we basically put the data out there in a dashboard format where people can easily see who is the best network operator for coverage, service, call quality, all of that. And we make that available to the consumer for free. So the consumer can, select the best service provider for them. The next stakeholder is the mobile operator, right? So the mobile operator works on a very simple thing of trying to improve customer experience on mobile devices. For them, what we do is we help them resolve these customer issues, and that's where most of our revenues come from. Then third is, the regulators that we also work with, and also, with the application service providers who want to improve their application based on, what kind of network quality they're facing.
Just hold that. So I just want to get mention on these visuals that we're just getting right now. It seems there's some visuals coming in of the fit point. If you take us to that as to what's the revenue making model out here, how do you stand to gain, and also, more importantly, what are your plans going forward from here?
Right. So in terms of revenue, right, what we do is we provide the mobile operators with the opportunity to improve their customer experience. What we do is we collect experience from various devices, various users, various mobile operators. So you can also compare the network quality of one operator versus another. And so they can also compare the competitive position and see where they need to invest in terms of making their network experience better. Right? And this kind of data is very valuable to network operators, right? With lots of technologies coming in, 2G, 3G, 4G, lots of different kinds of devices. How is the experience on each of these devices, right? And we also play bridge the gap between customer perception and experience. So what the consumer actually perceives as a call drop or as a quality issue or an application issue may not show up at the back-end networks. So we measure it at the consumer device level, and we tell them, your consumers are experiencing a problem.
Okay. So I can just go down and download this?
Yes, it's available on the App Store. Yes.
So what's the kind of traction that you've been seeing?
Well, over the last year, we've collected over 10 million sample points across the country. The application also has a way for users to complain about quality of service. So we get, on an average, about 4,000 complaints a week, right? And from all corners of India. And we just, send these to mobile operators and have them resolve them.
And you're finding telcos on board with this?
Yes, because we're not trying to antagonize them into saying, it's bad or it's good. We just basically tell it like it is, or, how the consumer perceives it is, and, give them an opportunity to address these problems, quickly and more efficiently.
What's the transition, or what's the rate of actually those queries being resolved?
Well, it varies, right? So if you have a network query which needs a new site to be added, it can take anywhere between 3 to 6 months. months, but if it's a simpler query, it can be done within 24 hours.
Okay.
So then, take us first to if you're looking at any kind of funding out here, are you seeking any of that? Is there something on the radar?
Yes, we are looking for funding, but we haven't actually actively started yet.
Okay.
We wanted to build the product, the idea and the solution, get it out in the market first. So our first year, we're actually a cash flow positive company. We're not without business. We actually make money. So a lot of our innovation is fueled by that growth. But yes, to move to the next level, we will seek funding.
And what's your story, Umang? Just very quickly, but how did you get into this?
Well, I've been in the telecom industry all my life. I started my career. I was part of the network team that built the first 1800 megahertz network in Mumbai here. Okay. And I've worked with some of the top telcos, some of the top solution providers in the customer experience space. Okay. So I have this in-depth knowledge of what it takes to resolve a customer experience issue, and how do you bring automation and applications into it.
Fantastic. Umang, thank you so much. We wish you all the best. Thanks for joining us on RisingStars today. We've completely run out of time. That's all from us on the show, but do stay tuned. Lots more coming up.
Thank you for watching.